Hello debunkers! Welcome back. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so I don't watch a ton of TV these days, mostly because it's all garbage. But when I do, holy crap, are there a lot of car shows on now. Back in the day, I thought there were a lot with just things like Top Gear, Pit My Ride, and some of those cool repair shows. Oh yeah, and you can't forget about My Classic Car with that crazy mustache guy, Dennis. He has every episode of that show up online, free to watch. You should check it out. Dear Lord, that's great. But we're not here to talk about things that are awesome. Oh no. Today, we're talking about a cancer. A cancer that's spreading like a cancer. A TV cancer on TV. Today, we're talking about reality car shows. Now, there are a ton of these out, so I'm just going to focus on one right now. It's Graveyard Cars. Yeah, with a Z, because that makes it cool. Before we talk about what's wrong with this show, first, we have to look at what a good car show is. So, the gold standard for car shows is the original Top Gear. So, what makes it great? Well, first, the cars. They focus on cars. You come to watch cars, and they show them. They talk about them, they inform you. Next, it's personality. So the guys, especially Jeremy, they have a ton of it, and it's the good kind. They're likable. They're guys you'd want to have a beer with.
Phenomenal power! I've got a dog box with straight cut gears. No idea what that means, but I'll tell you this. It's about as refined as a battlefield.
And also, third, the show is funny.
I have to say also it's a tad loud. After prolonged use, your ears will start to bleed.
So cars aren't serious. Cars are fun. Why bring something serious into something that's supposed to be enjoyable? So now, let's look at Graveyard Cars. It's supposedly this show about this garage that resurrects old muscle cars, specifically Mopar. They find discarded Mopar cars and they're supposedly beyond repair, but they restore them. And not only restore them, but they restore them to a showroom quality. So on the surface, yeah, this show seems kind of badass. Let's step back to the late 90s, early 2000s. I loved shows like Hot Rod TV and Horsepower TV.
Well, it's Camaro time today in the Horsepower shop.
And those shows were about the cars, repairing them, showing them. It was great. But Graveyard Cars is really just a show about this guy named Mark and his shop buddies. And they happen to be around cars, so yeah, you see them, but that's not the focus.
Okay, I believe that it can be done, all right? I'd rather be at the top of a ladder that I don't want to climb. It doesn't matter what the metaphor is. My point being...
It's almost like that show from back in the day called Brotherly Love. It was set in a garage, so yeah, occasionally you saw some cool cars, but that wasn't the point. Like in this episode from season 2. This is season 2. Wait, how long has this show been on? 10 seasons? This show came out in 2012? Good lord. Anyways, this episode, the first 20 minutes, Mark is arguing with his employees.
It's all the AMD stuff anyway.
Fenders and stuff on here? Did you forget the right fender?
Nope. Got the right fender.
Did you get a good one somewhere?
I sure did. No.
This is the one that's watered up like a pop can?
We're repairing it. That's what we do. Last time I checked, we're a body shop.
You're going to waste your time.
Like, why does he even let his employees talk back like that? Every boss I've ever had, if I'm told to do something, I just do it. I don't try to argue about his business and how he should do it. What a pushover. So remember before when I said the key to a good car show is good personality? Well, this show, you're following this uninspired, dull brick of a person, which is normally bad, but actually this guy Mark, he knows he's dull. He doesn't have anything interesting going on personality-wise, and he tries to make up for it. Have you ever been around these awkward introverts who know they're introverts? They force themselves to be outgoing. Well, this is Mark.
Only the good die young, Billy Joe.
Nice to see you show up late.
Yeah, well, at least I know my music. Davey Dave.
Pretty good. Yes, sir.
I got to get going. Much as I'd love to stay here and entertain you and do the next section of the song, I've got stuff to do.
Why would you make a show about this guy? You know, most reality shows, if they're not going to focus on what they do, like Survivor Man or Kitchen Nightmares, they start scripting stuff. Yeah, I know it defeats the purpose of them calling it a reality show, but it's better than following around boring people all the time. So this is actually one case, one time I wish they would script stuff. This guy is a doornail. I think they tried at one point, but they realized he's even worse at acting.
What's the best sandwich in the world? I have a lot of Italian in me, as you can tell. Kind of look like The Soprano, Big Tony from The Sopranos. So is it chicken carbonara? Is that good stuff? Today we're working on a 71 CUDA, so I lost a bet, so I have to buy lunch for everybody. I didn't really lose it, but I'm just kind of letting them feel good about themselves.
Maybe the only reason they keep filming him is because he does this for free or something. I'm not sure. You know that show Duck Dynasty? Yeah, it's pretty scripted and it's pretty horrible, but at least, you know, it's kind of entertaining. It's kind of fun to watch. They all have personality. They're all pretty good at what they do. But these people, they're just so dull. So I think the producers of this show actually want Mark to be more like Paul Sr. from Orange County Choppers. So he tries to be this smart ass sometimes, and he puts down his employees, like calling them names and stuff. And he acts very knowledgeable about everything he does.
So the way the air grabber's set up is when that door opens up, it's cold air going in at that point. Now, if your timing isn't set just right, and you get that burst of cool air and you're stepping on the gas when that air grabber opens up, it can cause it to what we call sneeze. Kind of a quick backfire when it goes from the primary to the secondary side of the carburetor, and they'll go pop, pop.
But instead of coming off like a cool hard ass like Paul Sr., he comes off more of this aspy neckbeard. And you know, that may work if the other people in the show had some semblance of a soul or life, but I swear they're robots. So here's the cast, here's the main cast. You got this guy named Darren.
You know, I'm gonna need counseling for this. Like a dog in the back on their own turf is real tough, but out here he's not gonna be so tough, I can guarantee it.
He can carry on a conversation all by himself. I mean, Royal says I do that, but I'm not. I'm actually torturing somebody when I'm doing it. But you walk in the back room and he'll be in the bathroom and you has somebody in there with him. He's carrying on both sides of a conversation.
Like people have said, I should be running the show. It should be my show. And he should do what I say. He's riding around in his car with the heater on, watching TV in his car.
And he's the strange weirdo. Okay, and this show came out right around the time Duck Dynasty did, so I think they're going for the whole Psy personality with him. It just doesn't work out. So basically, Darren is the strange one. Then you have this guy named Royal, which I've never heard that name before. And Royal, he's just stupid. And Alyssa is just woman. Like, she has no personality. None at all. She's just woman character. So wow, you know, actually, I just realized, so in the shop, so this Mark guy, he calls his employees, his team, ghouls because of the graveyard theme. But that's actually a perfect name. I know it's supposed to be cool and funny, but really, they're all zombies. So anyway, yeah, there's this guy named Dave too, and Dave is actually pretty cool. I wouldn't mind grabbing a beer with him. He's got the most likable personality. He does his work. He knows what he's talking about. And he doesn't ramble off trivia all the time like Mark. See, Mark, any chance he gets, he talks trivia about these Mopar cars to come off so smart about his cars, but you know, it's very aspy.
So you had a 340 that was optional. The 383 was still standard. The 446 barrel was available, and the 426 Hemi. All of those except the 446 barrel and the 426 Hemi were available even with a 3-speed manual transmission.
We have no personality. We don't have very many cars. And if you look at the humor is pretty non-existent. So why do people watch this? Why is this still on the air? I'm not sure. The only thing I can figure is because he works on Mopar cars. These are some of the most sought after, rare, valuable, and iconic cars. Everybody wants one of these old Mopar cars. So I think the people who watch it just to get a glimpse of these cars. So I remember when I was younger, there was this show on TV called Two Guys Garage. And they would show legit car repair. They would give tips, interview professionals, introduce new products, yeah, even if they were sponsored. Now, if they did a show like that, but with Mopar cars, holy crap, I'd watch it. I'd love it. Even here on YouTube, I love watching channels like Fuzzy Dice Projects. If you've never watched it, go check out his channel. Just seeing cars go from junk to glory, it's a lot of fun. This is no good. I don't think car guys like it. It doesn't appeal to just your average reality TV show viewer. It has zero appeal. I don't understand why it's on TV. I just hope they wise up one day and replace it with some actual cars, you know? So what's your favorite and least favorite car show on TV? Hit me up in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I'll see you next time.